Greetings and welcome to our series of weekly devotionals. We've reached the midweek Wednesday morning portion of our devotional this week as we're looking at a story in the first chapter of the first book of the prophet Samuel. Well, this week I'm actually working on a song that we're doing for the conference meeting, for a worship service done during the morning. And my musical partner in crime asked me as we were looking at this song. He said, isn't this song kind of depressing? It's a bit of a depressing song for a worship service. And I said, well, yeah, it kind of is. But the point of the morning worship is that we're going to focus on lament. And it's a service of lament. And then we move in the afternoon into a service of hope. And that's where the sort of peppy praise songs come in. And it reminds me that, when I do memorial services for people, of course, an important part of the service is the word of comfort, the promise of resurrection that is part and parcel of every memorial service. But also, just as important is the acknowledgement of the grief that people are feeling in that moment, and they need to be given permission and space to do that kind of thing. And I mention this because in this particular story, Hannah is struggling, is heartbroken over her inability to bear a child. But of course, as the story progresses, we learn she prays to God. She goes to the temple and prays, and God sees her, and God eventually blesses her with a child. So the story sort of works out. There's a bit of a happy ending. But scholars interpreting this story point out that that's not the really the only important part or the most important part of the story, the eventual outcome. But that the grief and the struggle that Hannah is feeling is just as important. It reminds us of the need for us to be able to do that kind of thing when we go through our own sort of struggles. And, certainly for some people in Hannah's situation, it works out and they are blessed with children. But I have friends currently who are going through infertility testing. And at this point in time, we don't know the outcome. And sometimes sometimes things in life in general don't work out. And so while we certainly pray to God and are happy to celebrate moments of joy and hope in our lives, we also understand that part of our lives together as people of faith, as communities of faith, is that need to have that space, to have those opportunities to express the grief and the struggles as well. Amen.